What's up YouTube, welcome back to the channel, Sleep Derpy. Today I'd like to go over a deck that I call Rapid Suicune that I went ahead and took 4-0 at locals this week. But before we go ahead and get into the deck profile, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more PTCG content. Let's go ahead and get straight into the deck list for you guys. Alright guys, we're going to start off this deck profile with the main attacker in Suicune V. Suicune V, as we all know, it's a great attacker with the ability fleet-footed, allowing us to draw an extra card if it's in the active, plus Blizzard Rando, doing 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon with a base of 20. This can get into some insane numbers just because there's a lot of decks just needing to go big. Mew has to go big with this Genesect. A lot of decks are playing the Inteleons, which make them have to go big as well. And that's the main reason why we're kind of switched up this variant of Suicune. We're taking those two ideas into account, where boards have to go wide, and if they don't go wide, they can either get destroyed by Rapid Strike Urshifu, or they can get destroyed by Suicune, which is why in this deck we're playing a somewhat of a Rapid Strike package. To start off that Rapid Strike package, right, this is a regular Suicune deck for the most part, but we are playing a small Rapid Strike package with a 1-1 Urshifu line. Mainly the idea behind this 1-1 Rapid Strike line is that we can do one of two things. One, we can punish boards for going small, where they only bench 1 or 2 Sobbles. We can easily go ahead and go Rapid Strike Urshifu Vmax and wipe their consistency off the board. And 2, we can punish them from going big, and hopefully and Suicune can do big damage on their Vmaxes. So that works in 2 ways. Also, Ravage Flow on Rapid Strike Urshifu Vmax helps us kind of, like, let's say on average with a couple pings, I've noticed that most decks need to at least have 2 bench Pokemon to function. So with Suicune we can hit for 160, and then with a couple pings, if they decide to retreat that Vmax that we hit later on in the game, we can Rapid Flow to finish off that Vmax on the bench if they do retreat, and keep it there because they think it's safe. On top of that, playing the Urshifu line kind of helps us with Jolteon Vmax matchup. 100 for your Fierce Blows, just the 1-hit KOs Jolteon, whether it's a Vmax, V, whatever. We can just go ahead, Rapid Strike Urshifu. And we can pull this off very surprisingly, because we can Melony and also attach a Rapid Strike Energy and just go boom in 1 turn, start KOing a Jolteon VMAX out of nowhere. So that's why we play the 1-1 line. On top of that, we also play 1 Basculin. 1 Basculin is for those cases where, let's say you hit with the Suicune, and they don't retreat, they just knock out your Suicune, which you'll see later in the game is what happens. Basically knock out your Suicune. You can set up a Basculin either with a Raihan or a double Rapid Strike Energy, not a double Rapid Strike Energy, and then just take the KO on the Vmax if they decide to keep the Vmax active. So this can Basculin can definitely come out of nowhere and just take a random KO because of the math with let's say you hit 160, and then that KOs any Vmax, and then if you still need to do a little bit of extra damage, you just ping and then take the KO with Basculin. To help out with the consistency with this Rapid Strike engine, we're gonna go ahead and play a 1-1 Octillery line. Octillery just allows us with this Rapid Strike search just find the cards we may need. So Rapid Strike search allows us to just search for the Basculin when needed, maybe the Urshifu line when we need it, and also the 2 copies of Rapid Strike Energy that we play as well. So Basculin just allows us to kind of consistently set up our Rapid Strike package when we need to, and if we need to bring it out, it's not hard to set that up. Also, Octillery allows us to kind of just search out an Inteleon very easily if we need that quick shooting ping. So not only does it help the Rapid Strike package, but it also helps the general engine of this deck, where if we need maybe an extra 20 with an Inteleon, we can search it out with a Rapid Strike search. Again, we're also to fill out the Rapid Strike package, we're playing a 1 Korrina's Focus. Typically this deck plays 2 researches, but since we are playing a Octillery, we can go ahead and add a Korrina's Focus in case we have a small hand and we have an Octillery out, we can just go ahead and search the Korrina's Focused out to refresh our hands. On top of that, we are playing a Fan of Waves, which could come into play. There's a lot of special energy, so we can kind of slow down our opponents down. Aside from that, this is a very general Suicune list. I essentially just took out the Ludicolo package and threw in a Rapid Strike package. Originally, my original list that I took to a top 8 finish at Sunny's was basically running, I took out the Urshifu line and I think a fan, and what I did was I was running this and 2 Basculin. But shout outs to Cilio's Network, who gave me the idea after posting on Twitter about maybe adding a 1-1 Urshi with just a 1-1 Octillery line that gave me access to be able to do a little bit more, be a little bit more flexible to deck. Now Basculin can come and attack. The Urshifu can go ahead and swing things that go into the active instead. Basculin was just very hoping that our opponent didn't retreat. So yeah, that's what happens there. But yeah, aside from that, let's go ahead and check out some live gameplay of a match that I played on stream at Locals, and just to show you what this kind of setup can do. But yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, guys, so for this video, we have a live kind of review gameplay of the stream that we had at Locals going on. I'm playing against Etern. We're going to be playing this, reviewing this at 2x speed just to get a little bit faster. So yeah, here's turn 1. So what I'm doing here is grabbing Capacious Bucket, grabbing 2 water, earning energy, and checking my deck. Just to see, because in my head here for turn 1, I'm playing against Etern, so I was thinking about getting the Urshifu out ASAP. Because the V can strike very hard, and then we can finish off Eternus Vmaxes with like pings and stuff like that. But as I searched through my deck, I realized that I prize a Remoraid, which makes it a little bit harder to get the Urshifu set up. Not impossible, but still a little bit harder early in the game. So I decided against it with these double quick balls. Here I'm deciding what to dump out. End up taking out a water energy and a boss. The boss was the least useful card in this turn right now, as well as water kind of lets me have Melony active when I need it. So then I decide to go ahead with double quick ball, grab a Suicune and I believe a Sobble, because again I do realize I did prize the Octillery, so there's no sense of getting out the Remoraid right now, because I don't have easy access to the Octillery, so it's just taking up a bench spot that could be used by another Sobble, possibly another Suicune, something like that. So then I just end up doing a simple attachment and attach Cape of Toughness to Suicune in case he has like some kind of insane turn. I know he can't knock me out, but I just want to place it down just to have it as a safeguard, just in case he wants the boss. And if he wants to one-hit KO it, he has to go wide. So then with the Great Ball, he goes ahead and grabs Umbreon, and he does attach the Hiding Dark. So here he makes a weird play to me. I'm noticing that he has a boss, but he decides to play the Quick Ball, I remember, and get rid of an Umbreon. To me that was an odd play. And then he grabs a Crobat. It was a semi-odd play because to me you could have gotten rid of the boss in your hand, which I just saw, and you could have not only drawn one other card with 2 other cards actually with a Crobat, because you could bench the Umbreon and then have a Gust for later possibly, so you would have drawn into possibly 2 more cards than you would have if you dumped out the boss, because you can bench down the Umbreon as well. But yeah, he explained to me he thought every card in his hand was important, so he just dumped out the Umbreon, which is fine I guess, but again I think the better play would have been that. So then here I decided to Drizzile, and then here I just decide to go for I think a Scoop Up Net here, just to try and scoop up this Drizzile in the active with 30 damage. Yeah, I get a Scoop Up Net, because I already have the water I need in hand to attack. So I go into it and then I bench back down the Sobble. I attach energy and then I fleet-footed. I go level ball and then I get another Sobble down just to pump up the damage on that Suicune, and also just have another option to be able to Drizzile and get Inteleons out. Here he's just asking me, hey, did I play both of these down? I'm like, no, I played technically the one on the left down, so I'm just letting him know I can evolve the second one if I wanted to, because I did play them down last turn. So now I get this Sobble, boom, he's just clearing the bench for me. Then I go Shady Dealings. Not sure what I want to get here, so I think, yeah, I'm eyeing up the Urshifu, but I still think it's too soon to bring out. He thinks he's still playing a full Suicune deck, so what I do is I just get a Fan of Waves, and I use the Fan of Waves to get rid of the Hiding Dark, just to make it harder for him to attack with that Etern. He needs a lot more cards to be able to attack, so now he needs not only, let's say I swing into it, he decides he needs a switch and a he basically needs a switch, another the Etern Vmax, another energy to even attack with at all. Well, at least doing big damage with it. So here I just kind of swing 1 2 3 4 5 6, swing for 140, and that's important math for later. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of setting up, and hopefully with a couple pings I can set up to kind of rapid flow for later in the game, or hopefully take out the Vmaxes with the Basculin later down the line. Okay, so now here he plays down the Crobat. He does switch out into a new Eternatus. So then he just attaches there, then he goes ahead and he researches. I just check his discard pile while he's researching, just to see what he dumped out. And then yep, he does get the evolution. And then here he's deciding whether he wants to bench this Etern or not, and then I think he ends up deciding to bench the Etern, just to do enough damage, I think, to two-shot me. So yeah. Here I do, okay, cool, so we fully footed just to see what we get, because I'm not sure exactly what I want to get right now, and I'm thinking about it. So I go ahead and I attach capture here, and as soon as I see this play, I think I have a boss in hand, so I think what I do is I go capture to get another Pokemon down so that I can hit 200, and then I do get so we'll see right here. And I'm thinking about, again, I'm always thinking about getting, when's the right time to get that Urshifu down. I'm eyeing up the Basculin to see, but I end up just getting another Sobble down just to, you know, for that consistency and just to have more Sobbles to be able to Drizzile, Inteleon, whatever I need. So then here I Escape Rope to get the damaged Suicune out of the active, and just to see what he gives me. And it looks like he goes ahead and gives me the Eternatus because he's not expecting for me to get the KO, but we'll see soon that we'll be able to get the KO here. But yeah, we go ahead and use fleet-footed, we evolve, and then I ping the active Etern, and then I Melony onto it, and then that's enough damage to knock out the Etern. So I do get the first turn. I do get the 1 KO here, because we're doing 200 damage. So not bad there, getting rid of that Etern fairly quickly. That Etern Vmax is still at full HP, but he is managing his bench to be like not, so that we're not able to one-hit kick. So we're not able to hit him too hard. Then here I think he's thinking about it. again, I'm not sure what the exact play here, but I think if I was me, I probably would have gone full send. Expecting that I'm playing a full Suicune deck and just taking a knockout, just gone for the full knockout here at full on the Suicune, because it does have 210 damage. I don't have a cape on it, so it makes it a little bit easier for us to take the KO. So I would have probably gone for it personally. But he ends up just swinging, I think, for what, 120? Yeah, 120. And then he evolves that benched one. So then what I do is I just ping another damage counter on it. I don't remember how much damage it had, but in my head I was trying to do math so that either a Basculin, if it comes up into the active, a Basculin can take it out, or I could rapid flow it if I absolutely need to later in the game with Rapid Strike Urshifu. So then I just end up swinging, and then that also sets up math with this Eternatus to be able to get KO'd by a Basculin, I believe, in the active. And with a couple pings, I could also rapid flow it as well. So here I don't agree with this play either from Kevin. I think he bossed up my other Suicune. To me, I felt like that was a waste of a boss, and he could have just taken out the active Suicune. So not 100% sure what happened there. I think that was just a waste of a boss, so I don't think he should have done that. So here I go ahead and I have the active, and I'm thinking about how I get this Basculin out in play. So I send up the Inteleon so that I can scoop up net it. And then I have Raihan in hand, so I play down the Basculin, I Raihan, and then here I Raihan for the capture energy, just so it can attack. I already have the scoop up net in hand, right? So all I need to do is attach scoop up net. And the reason I scoop up net the Inteleon is so that I can get the Drizzile back into my hand and just have another search card, right? So I go ahead, attach, capture, and then this is when I bring out the Urshifu just to have it as a threat. So now I can just kind of hopefully start setting in my head. I'm hoping that I can possibly set it up. Start setting it up by attaching a water energy to it next turn, and with Melony, and hopefully find a double energy, a rapid what's it called, a rapid strike energy. So even just attacking with a base V is good here in this matchup. So here we're just double checking math, and I'm pretty sure it does KO. It does 210 damage because it had 180 on it. So the Basculin does knock it out. And I'm down to one prize card left. So we'll see. He's just thinking about the play, so he's putting down the Umbreon. I have a thick hand, so he does Marnie that hand away, but we'll see that does not matter. So he Marnies that away. We go ahead and draw our 4, and he basically drew me into a game winning hand. So we'll see in a little bit. So he goes ahead and attaches to that, and you'll see that the Basculin kind of forces him to take 4 KOs now, right? Because of that, yeah, it throws off his prize map, so now he has to take 4 KOs instead of like the usual 3 on 3 Suicunes, right? So now he needs to take 3 Suicunes plus an extra one. So he just takes the KO. I go ahead, quick ball, and just bench the Remoraid just to get that extra damage, because I do have boss in hand to finish off the Crobat for game. And that was the game. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me go ahead and leave any questions you feel that you want to ask about the deck. But I did run into some questions in Twitter when I did post a Twitter post about this list last night, so I wanted to answer them at the end of this video. So let's see. Celio's with the the meme here. It's all coming together. First question, Dunk V-Star. How consistent is the 1/1 Urshi line? Now, the 1/1 Urshi line can be pretty consistent, but you have to think about it. This is still mainly a Suicune deck. So you don't want to play it as if it's a Urshifu deck, because it's not gonna play out the way you think it is. But getting out the Urshi when you need it is fairly consistent because of the combination of capture and Octillery actually works very well together. Let's say, for example, you can attach to a Suicune, bench the Urshi, and then you can Melony water to it, or Melony to the Suicune so that you can attack. There's so many ways to quickly get this powered up in a turn and just come out of nowhere. And even late game, sometimes, let's say your opponent doesn't really have a lot of bosses orders, maybe they overuse some bosses orders, you can feel that the Urshifu is safe on your bench to be able to go ahead and evolve it next turn. And then with Octillery, you can kind of just search out the Vmax or the V anytime. So I think as long as you don't prize it, it's a very consistent and easy to get out. But again, this is mostly a Suicune deck with a 1/1 Urshi line and a Rapid Strike package. So that's what you have to think about here. And also, we have one from Isaiah Santiago. Hello, 1/1 Urshifu for Jolteon Vmax. And originally, like I stated before, I wasn't thinking about Jolteon, but honestly, it does work out in the end with Jolteon Vmax, as I stated in the beginning of this video. Because the V can just swing at it for one hit KO. But the main concept of the 1/1 Urshi line was that I can damage a Vmax, and then if they retreat, I can go ahead later on in a game with a couple pings, rapid flow it to end the game, hopefully. So that is the main reason why I had the 1/1 Urshi line in there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and have a good day and peace.